Today we will be going through the second installment of my World of Warcraft Lore series. This episode will be about the two iconic races, the Dwarves and the Taurens. I truly hope you will enjoy this video as much, or if not more, than my last one. I hope you will enjoy this, and let's get into it. Dwarves. Dwarves are a hardy people, due no doubt to living for generations in cold regions, frequently in underground fortresses. Dwarves are equally skilled at building cities and crafting weaponry. Dwarves are treasure seekers, explorers, and courageous fighters. The dwarves derive from the Earthen, a prototype race of humanoid creatures consisting of living stone in Northrend. The Earthen were created by the original Titan Forged, known as the Keepers. These Keepers were created by the Titan Kaskoroth of the Pantheon. Most of the current or newer discovered knowledge of the Dwarven history surrounds information about the Earthens, which today are a subrace of the classic dwarves. But today I will focus on the traditional dwarves. After a betrayal by a keeper named Loken, the new Titan Forge created Earthens were tainted with the curse of flesh, which transformed the Earthens into soft and mortal creatures, some made of flesh in different degrees. The Earthen transformed into whole flesh became the race of dwarves we know today. Not all dwarves stayed in Northrend. Many traveled across much of the world and interacted with many races. The dwarves encountered the human race circa 1,800 years before the First War, and at the same time the High Elves, as the elves and humans were already allies. Drawn to the deep places of the world, the dwarves ventured to the tallest mountain in the continent known as the Eastern Kingdoms, named Kasmotan, and built their capital around the central furnace, which became known as Ironforge. 3 clans rose among the dwarves: the Bronzebeards, the Wildhammers, and the Dark Iron Dwarves. As they lived in relative peace among one another, until High King Anvilmar passed away, leaving no heir. War broke out among the 3 factions until Madoran Brownsbeard at last managed to gain leverage and cast out the other clans. The stoic dwarves of Ironforge spent countless generations mining treasures from deep within the earth. There, the dwarves unearthed a series of ruins that held secrets to their ancient heritage. Driven to discover the truth about his people's fabled origins, the great king Magni Bronzebeard ordered that the dwarves shift their industry from mining to archaeology. As a part of the Grand Alliance, the stalwart dwarven armies have been called away to battle the merciless horde in faraway lands. In these perilous times, the defense of the mountain kingdom falls to brave dwarves like you. The spirits of the ancient kings watch over you, and the very mountains are your strength. The future of your people is in your hands. Your first day. Anyone who suddenly appears inside Iron Forge or any number of dwarven strongholds might think that the land outside was blasted with heat and steam. Yet Dunmorrow is a cold land, high in the mountains where a biting wind becomes one's frequent companion. Between the rocky crags and icy lakes, the Jedis, trolls and beasts find their niche. But there are rewards in this isolated land. Potent herbs find a way to poke through the snows. Desperate for light, metal seems to pour up through the earth as well. For the wary eye, Dunmorrow is a place of great riches. Anvilmar is a place of rest in southern Dunmorrow, mainly a dwarven site. Merchants, trainers and travelers who come through are often on their way to more comfortable climates. Luckily, your first steps are quite safe. There is very little danger from the weaker trogs and wolves that dominate the hunting grounds nearby, and people are friendly in Anvilmar, offering many quests and services to those who are willing to work. Appearance. Dwarves are 4 to 5 feet tall, stocky and muscular. Males prize their elaborate beards, females their decorative hairstyles and piercings. Dwarves are squat and powerfully built. Non-dwarves might have difficulty telling males and females apart from a distance. The women are of slightly lesser build and have slightly less gruff voices, but are known for fighting with as much determination as the men. Culture. Dwarves are a strong and hardy people steeped in tradition with a zest for combat, exploration and many a fine ale. While the monarchs of the past are honored, so, too, are the explorers that continue searching for answers regarding the mysterious origins of the race. What the dwarven people lack in height, they make up in for art and valor. All dwarves are known for being stubborn and admiring bravery. Dwarves are fighters by nature and will do battle even to their deaths, preferring it to living as slaves, which they consider to be honorless. Language. While Dwarvish is still taught to all dwarven children, it isn't used as often as Common. Common is a native tongue of the humans, and because they were many of the first tradesmen to make connections outside their own race, Common became the tongue of the tradesman. As people visited more of the foreign markets, Common spread more until it became the universal language that all alliance races can speak. This has made a number of cooperative projects, both military and civilian, easier. Racial traits. Stone form. Dwarves can gain certain aspects of stone for short periods of time. Treasure finding. The dwarves have been searching for treasures hidden in the very rock for longer than anyone can remember. It hasn't been until recently that the dwarves realized that concentrating allows them to find treasures above the ground as well. Frost resistance. Life on the wintry peaks of Dunmorrow has left the dwarves resistant to icy wind. gun specialization. Friendly shooting competitions are commonplace at many dwarven holidays. As such, dwarves are more proficient with firearms. And the faith. Many Ironforged dwarves worship the holy light, having been introduced to it by the humans. Some dwarves worship the pantheon. The early dwarves who first emerged from Uldaman retained faint memories of their Titan-forged heritage and worshipped Khazgoroth as their Titan father. The Wildhammers practice shamanism. Whether they also have light followers are unknown. During their long enslavement by Ragnaros, the Dark Irons worship the Fire Lord as a demigod. That was the dwarves. Let's move on to a little warmer climate and go through the Tauren race. Taurens. The Taurens are a spiritual and nomadic race, wandering the plains for survival and seeking the will of the Earth Mother. Although inherently peaceful, hunting skills are prized as being part of the natural order. Tribal in nature, the Tauren were united under the rule of Cain Bloodhoof in majestic Thunderbluff. Once a nomadic people, the Tauren roamed the endless plains of the Barrens hunting the mighty Kodo. Scattered across the land, the wandering tribes were only united by their common hatred for the Maratuing centaur. Seeking aid against the centaur, the chieftain Cain Bloodhoof befriended the orcs, who had recently journeyed to Kalimdor. With the orcs' assistance, Cain and his tribe were able to drive back the centaur and claim the grasslands of Mulgar for their own. Upon the windswept mesa of Thunderbluff, Bloodhoof built a refugee for his people. Over time, the scattered tribes united under a single banner. Though the noble Tauren are peaceful in nature, the rites of the Great Hunt are venerated as the heart of their spiritual culture. As a tribesman of Mulgar, you must test your skills in the wild and prove yourself in the Great Hunt. The Taurens found mutual benefits in befriending the orcs and the trolls. While the orcs and trolls helped the Taurens to drive back the centaur and keep their land safe, the Tauren have aided and continue to aid them on the spiritual path as a shamanistic society. Your first day. The Tauren have built their home in harmony with Mulgar. The gentle breeze makes them think of paradise and relaxation. But the Tauren are constantly on a path of both betterment and enlightenment. The Tauren stewardship of this land can be seen in the lush fields of grass, prevalence of herbs, and the roaming herds of Kodo. But there are those that seek to pillage these rich lands. Dwarves and the venture company alike dig deep into the earth to steal the copper. Camp Narash is where all who seek citizenship in Thunderbluff begin. The teachers help you take your first steps in the rites of the Earth Mother and teach you how to learn from the world around you. Appearance. The Tauren are 7 to 8 feet tall, with a very large bulk and weight. Tauren have long tails, bipedal hooves, and only 3 fingers per hand. Both males and females have horns of varying size and shape. They weigh anywhere from 400 to 800 pounds. Their immense bodies are covered with fine, short fur that ranges in color from black to grey to and any mottled combinations of variations thereof. When Tauren grow old, their pelts start to become dotted with grey. During the summer months, Tauren use their ears and tails to flick off flies. Culture. The Tauren are a noble race that embrace the natural world. They have shed their nomadic roots and united in their ancestral lands. The race may be one of spirituality, reverence for nature, and respect for elders. But it also possesses powerful warriors that willingly fight when the situation demands it. Although strong and capable warriors, when roused in battle, most Taurens reserve combat for when all other options are exhausted. They prefer a course of wise discussion and careful rumination before embarking on any great endeavor, and they have great respect for the wise, spiritual, and elderly among their people. The Tauren are not wrathful by nature, but sometimes a thirst for justice causes them to take up arms in anger. Language. The Tauren have adopted Orcish as a trade language while keeping their language customs and beliefs intact. The Taurens have found the value of conversating with the other races. Racial traits. War stop. No one can argue with a Tauren for long. When he or she puts her hoof down, everyone knows. Endurance. Taurens have been hunters and gatherers for generations. Whether in time of war or times of peace, they are constantly pushing and testing themselves. Cultivation. Understanding the delicate balance between the land and the Tauren has let them live more effectively with nature. They have learned how to gather in such a way as to avoid unnecessary damage to the plants and encourage its regrowth. Nature resistance. You don't tend every beast of the woods without becoming more resistant to their poisons and fangs. And faith. The Tauren worship the Earth Mother as their creator. According to the Tauren myth, sorrow of the Earth Mother, when the Earth Mother saw her children falling to the corrupting whispers from below the earth, she tore out her eyes and set them spinning endlessly across the sky. Her left eye became Musha, the moon, and the right eye became Anshe, the sun. Neither of both is better than the other, and together they see, with balanced vision, they are the Tauren's own light. That was it for today. If you want this series to continue, feel free to drop a like, a comment, or a subscription. Feel free to check out my Patreon, where you can support this channel for only $5 a month. Thank you so much for watching.